do a video about it, but something like just go live because nobody ever pays attention to my lives anyway, so whatever. So I wanted to talk about why people think that there are conspiracy theorists that think that people like me that believe in reptilians are crazy, but we're not. Especially if you've seen one or had a realistic horror nightmare about them eating people at NASA. Go check my live out about that. That was a real dream, the most horrific, terrifying dream I've ever had in my life, besides the one about seeing a nuke being dropped, and several other dreams. We're not even going to get into talking about my dreams because I have the most vivid experiences when I go to bed at night and close my eyes. I don't think these are dreams that I'm having. I think I am being transported to other places and time frames, but that's neither here nor there anyway, because everything just feels so real. Like you can smell, see, taste, touch, like it's so crazy. But anyway, the experience that I had about the reptilians was very real, so I'm gonna go and show you. Why would it do that? Why would it do that? Parasites that turn bugs into zombies. It's ridiculous. Like why does it do that? Like why would it do that? You see what I'm saying? Like this disrespectful. Okay, that's probably it right there. Let me see. You see? You see? You see? So anyway, so when I talk about the reptilian type situation, I'm basically saying that these people are being controlled or have something inside of them living, and it's been put there, and now the thing controls their mind. It takes on their characteristics and everything about them, their consciousness, but it's the human don't have no control. They gone, and it's the reptilian now that controls them, kind of like these parasites are controlling these bugs, like until they die though. So this is like an example of what I mean. Let's see if this will. Okay. You see, it's dead. That bug is dead. Oh, this creeps me out so bad. But the bug is dead. But the parasite in his brain keeps it going.
Dude, there's nothing inside of it. How are you alive?
You see what I'm saying? I can't watch too much more of it. But it's like that. So when you go to this, let's see. Oh my gosh, I suck at doing this. Minutes of horror.
Getting that from YouTube.
Okay. I watched this guy. Crazy. But not lying. He not lying. Hold on. Where it's at? There you go. Right here. This thing. It's like they get a black eye because through the coraboscis thing from the reptilian goes off into that eye. So they end up with a black eye. 9 times it's the left eye that this parasite has to go in, and it goes straight through the to the cerebral cortex up there to the main part of the brain, which is your what is that? The eye of your brain, where your consciousness lies, the pineal gland. And it controls the person from the pineal gland on out. Now you'll still have all your regular things about you, but you won't have certain quirks anymore like you used to, like characteristics about you that made you special. You will still have your consciousness though. It'll be thing. You'll still laugh, but it'll be weird. Like you being controlled by this thing. So these people have been taken over by a parasite. Let me just see if you can understand this, cause it's deep. It's really it's not even funny.
Yesterday at the
It's
DNC
crazy.
conference, Nancy Pelosi said something rather bizarre, rather strange. But for those that know that this is nothing surprising. Nancy Pelosi said this.
We're different from the president. We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country. 10. We're different from the president. We're very discreet, reptilian.
So then, what is this? Is this the slip of a slithery tongue? Does she go online and she reads memes about herself being a reptilian? Now, I highly doubt Nancy Pelosi goes online to read memes. Who knows? Maybe. Is this a distraction? Now, this is not the first time that Nancy Pelosi has referred to herself as a reptilian. She's also said it once before, or a couple times, but the most recent time she has said it on camera was a year ago, talking to Anderson Cooper.
Of course she was going to say that, but
Poor baby.
yeah, she's really
Pause.
committed to this.
Pause. You need to go look up who Anderson Cooper grandmother or mother was. Go look that up. Okay? High level witch right there. Go look that up. Who Anderson Cooper's mother or grandmother is. What is it? Vanderbilt? The Vanderbilts? I know exactly where you come from. Your bloodline, brother, buddy boy. Vanderbilt right there. Rich history over there. Let's keep going.
No, I'm not a poor baby. I'm more reptilian, cold-blooded, and go in to win the election.
We're going to take a short break. I want to talk to you more about President Biden and some other things.
Thank you.
Now, going all the way back to 2017, Nancy Pelosi talking about Steve Israel, New York's 2nd District Representative who chairs the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, she says, he's driven by policy, which makes him very firm in politics. I said to him, understand, when you take this job, this is for the cold-blooded. But Steve has sufficient reptilian tendencies to do the job. She meant that as a compliment. There are indeed other instances where she refers to herself or someone else as a reptilian, or she says that they're not reptilian enough, but again, they'll do the job. So she has used the word reptilian more than I have, and I can be considered a conspiracy theory channel. Even though I do not dismiss any theory outright, because I do believe anything and everything can happen in this very crazy world, there's really no way I can prove that any of these people are reptilians. Like I said in my video I made a couple months ago about how the Royal Palace sent out an article on their own website how the Queen of England, was caught shapeshifting into a reptilian in front of people, and they had to explain it. And like I said, what was rather odd and interesting is that this is coming directly from the Royal Palace's own website. The Royal Palace never gave an official explanation why that article went up. They just quickly took the article down. And like I said in that video, how are we going to prove that the Queen of England was a reptilian shapeshifter? Were we supposed to go up to her and say, take those clothes off right now, and let me see if you have any scales on you? So again, even though I do not outright dismiss the reptilian theory, it's just something I do not like talking about. But I do find the word or their usage of the word reptilian rather interesting, because I guarantee you right now, YouTube has given me a blue bar, a fact-checking blue bar on the word reptilian. It is a well-known conspiracy theory that people do believe that people in power and people in certain places are shape-shifting reptilians. Many people do believe this. These politicians and so forth, they send out their fact-checkers to make sure that these people who are labeled conspiracy theorists are not spreading these conspiracy theories. They pay people, they pay fact checkers to go on different forms of media to push back these narratives, to create articles to push back these narratives. So why is Nancy Pelosi and people like Nancy Pelosi using these trigger words like reptilian and cold-blooded to describe themselves to rile up theorists? Nancy Pelosi had to have known, or someone in her camp had to have known, that people who do believe in these type of things would latch onto this, and they would take it rather seriously. Even if she's being very sarcastic, this is her way of saying that she and those around her will do anything to get the job done. She still should have known, like I said, people would latch onto this and dissect it. They were pushing back the reptilian shapeshifter theory so hard that they even labeled it as very dangerous, because they tied this belief to a Anthony Quinn Werner, who made statements about a conspiracy of lizard people taking over the planet before the explosion that damaged 41 buildings and injured 3 people in Nashville, Tennessee on Christmas Day. When they start doing that, when they start tying certain theories to dangerous activities or somebody doing something extreme, they definitely do not want us talking about that specific theory. Remember the whole gated pizza in certain emails and how we're all talking about this, and certain politicians it was linked to, and then suspiciously somebody comes along and fires on that exact pizza place. And now we're no longer to talk about it because talking about that theory is linked to somebody doing something violent. So I find it rather interesting once again that Nancy Pelosi is using the word reptilian, a trigger word to them, where they have to release the fact checkers, to describe herself and other people in power. So once again, why is she goading people? Is she giving us the truth in plain sight? Now, is she also just trying to distract us to get us focused on this and not something else that may have happened that night? Once again, you never really know when it comes to these entities. Then back in July, we had Harvard goading us, where they conducted a study where they found that it's possible that aliens may be walking among us, and they might not be from outer space, but they could be a evolved form of a dinosaur, reptilians, taking the form of humans. Yes, these are indeed real articles, and this was a real study conducted by Harvard, where they are proving that reptilians are real. Yet, this has always been labeled a crazy and kooky conspiracy theory. When I think of reptilians and people in power, I always think of 2 videos. The first video
I remember this,
having a supposed medical condition where they said he fainted. Multiple people surround him so we couldn't see on camera what he was going through, but you can see John McCain become terrified. Some people said that you can see his hand at one point shapeshifting into a claw. You can see him pointing to his mouth. It's very bizarre.
At an arbitrary timeline.
All right, let's watch.
That's the best way to.
They're blocking it.
We're going to recess for. We're going to recess now for a few moments.
Okay.
We'll recess till a call of the chair.
You seen it? There's a doctor. Dang, everybody got up. Look at, he looks terrified.
They said what happened was that he fainted, but that's a rather bizarre way to faint. The other video being of Obama's security guard who
Remember
looked like
this?
he was shapeshifting, which people said this was indeed proof of reptilian shapeshifters.
Allegedly,
But once
it's
again,
all
the fact checkers
alleged.
came out and they pushed back against it.
That thing right there. Come on! Yeah, his name's Dave. He looks completely fine. And you know how that's how lizards be moving around constantly, and sharks too. Look, ain't no warm blood. Where's the orange and pink? Where is it? Orange and pink indicates heat, and yellow, it wasn't none.
What I also
I'm
find
never
rather
gonna forget
interesting,
this.
before
People
I
call me
seen this
crazy.
video of Nancy Pelosi making this reptilian comment, somebody on Reddit made this post where if you fold the dollar bill, the $1 bill in a certain way, and place it next to another $1 bill folded in a certain way, then you will get the image of a reptilian face. And right under that reptilian face, you will see what looks like a demon. Now, I had tried this myself with two $1 bills, and this is indeed legit. You will get something that does look like a reptilian with sharp teeth. This also does eerily remind me of King Charles' portrait, that strange portrait where he's covered in red. Well, people found out if you place that portrait right next to the same portrait, you will get what looks like the face of a demon. I just wonder how much of this reptilian imagery is blatantly shown in our faces and we do not realize it. Even the Pope's audience hall looks like a giant snake's head. So again, I do think there might be something to Nancy Pelosi's comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more.
Oh, let me show you the face of a demon. Future's album cover thought it was a drought. Watch this.
Getting that from YouTube.
Blow your mind. This shit right here.
Sanctuary cities are releasing dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio streets with Senator Sherrod Brown's support. Edgar.
There he is. That's a demon. Okay? Look. You see it? When I told people I seen a dead baby and a demon in this picture, they was like, you tripping. Let's get to it. So, that's the eye of the demon. It's the nose. This the lips. It's the teeth. It's the bottom lips. The chin. This his horns. And his hair and all the little evil stuff around him. But that's an entire face of a demon. Then if you go like up here, if you look, you can see a dead baby, y'all. I think, is it still there? Where is that? It's right there. It's like right, hold on. Right there. And like, I can't remember what this is. But yup. And look, there go an eye right there. You see that eye? You see the other, now the more you look at it, it'll start to appear. There go the two eyes of the demon. You see it? You see it? Yep. I wanted y'all to see that. Y'all can see that demon? Whole ass demon. Now, it's a set of all three. It's three eyes then. So then I'll do it again for those who didn't see it. That's the demon eye and the nose, the lips, the teeth, the bottom lip, and the chin. Then, boom, the two eyes up here. That's like, you see that somebody's watching you, but the demon is watching you too through this person. And the person got a demon that you see there. Then there's a dead baby up there, right there. I forgot, and it's like something else. It's a lot of stuff going on up here. I can't see it right now. But that's pretty much what's going on in that picture. So it is hidden in plain sight. Yep. Then it's real. The eye.
What's that?
So yeah. You'll see all of this stuff. All of it. But that's all I really had to say. They're parasites. People are being controlled by parasitic beings masquerading in human flesh suits. It was something else I wanted to show you. Oh yeah. Parasites or demons?
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's get to it. This ain't it.
Parasites are literally demons.
Literally. This is not what I was talking about. No. And they are. Parasites or demons. It's a picture. Like, I'm not going to say every single parasite. Here we go, right here. But yeah. So just watch this.
I want you to get together.
So yeah, I made a slideshow connecting parasites to demons. And I looked into this topic through a biblical lens, and I found a bunch of very, very interesting things. So go ahead, click on the next slide. Yeah. Okay, so before getting into all the weird stuff, let's take a look at what parasites mean, and it's almost simple as the definition. So a parasite is an organism that lives at the expense of another organism, the host. In general, parasites share the following features. Parasites are usually smaller than their host and are both invertebrate and vertebrate hosts. So yeah, basically they're an organism that lives inside of a host, and they benefit from the host suffering, basically. So go back to the other slide.
Oh, how do I go back now? There we go.
So I looked into a lot of ancient beliefs on parasites and the spiritual world, and I found two very interesting ones. The first being Taoist. So go to the next slide.
There's monsters holding dynamite.
The what?
It looks like they got dynamite or something in their mouths.
Yeah, or a scroll or something.
Or that.
So in ancient Taoism, there's a concept known as the three worms, right? And they fully believe that parasites are demonic, or at least connected to demonic spirits. So the three corpses, known as the San Shi, or three worms, are a Taoist physiological belief that demonic creatures live inside the human body, and they seek to hasten the death of their host. These three supernatural parasites allegedly enter the person at birth and reside in the three dantian, which are energy centers, respectively located within the head, chest, and abdomen. After their human host dies, they are freed from the body and become malevolent ghosts. So that's their belief on parasite. They believe that they're actually demonic entities influencing a human through all kinds of means. Basically, they believe that parasites are like a biological agent, or like a Bluetooth for demons or demonic spirits.
Yes! A Bluetooth! So not only spiritually you be getting attacked by demons, but physically though. Parasites. Pestilence. Pestilence is an evil force sent out to destroy and kill. It's prophetic. It's sent out. It's a demon. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta go out and seek hosts. Malevolent forces.
So click the next slide. Oh. So yeah, the three worms, the three corpses, they work to harm their host's health and fate by initiating sicknesses and inviting other disease-causing agents into the body, and they would report their host transgressions to the gods. So their entire purpose is to bring as much suffering as possible, and then eventually death. And then,
you know what? But the thing about it though is even the parasites still doing the Lord's work though. That's what's crazy. You got to look at it in the spiritual aspect, because the parasite is still doing the Lord's work though. Because he sent the parasite to go out and do that. That's his job. That's that demon's job. So it all coincides and connects in the great circle of things.
and they become these spirits as soon as the body dies with the parasite, apparently. And then they report the transgressions of the host to the gods. So that
what? The pernicious three corpses worms work to harm the host's health and fate by initiating sickness. All of these diseases that the Most High is having come out, the pestilences, the plagues, are working to harm the host's health and fate by initiating sickness, inviting other disease-causing agents into the body, and reporting their host transgressions to the Most High. It say to the guys that we taking that out. So these things is angels of death. Certain demons, though, in a sense. Pestilence, plagues, to report the host transgression. That is something right there. That's something right there. I never even heard or seen that. That is all praises. Damn. So when this happens to you, damn. Either you gonna come back or the Most High is sending them agents to kill you and report. Damn, it's like triple doing you in sentence. Oh my gosh, let's keep going. Woo.
Parasites. And then as we move on, we get into the biblical view of parasites.
See? Beelzebub,
Lord
of the flies.
One of his titles. And in the Bible, he is known as the demon of filth. So the word Beelzebub means Lord of the Flies. And
Lord of the dung.
The name is translated to mean Lord of Dung,
filth,
or Lord of Filth. Beelzebub was also known as the god of Ekron. Ekron was a city inhabited by the Philistines within the Bible. And on the topic of flies, go to the next slide.
Philistines.
So it's interesting that he's called, Lord of the Flies, Lord of Filth, Lord of Pestilence, Disease.
Pestilence.
Flies apparently can carry parasites that can harm humans and animals. Houseflies can carry over 100 pathogens, including parasites, like pinworms, roundworms, hookworms, and tapeworms. They can also carry bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Flies can pick up pathogens from their environment, including dumps, sewers, garbage heaps, and then transmit them to humans. And in other mythological beliefs of gods that are, connected to filth and disease and pestilence.
Okay, so remember when I got into that video that I did about the robotic bugs, and about when Billy Goat Gates decided to release them flies at Pestilence to extract your DNA and also introduce things to your DNA? What do you think he put into the mosquitoes to introduce to the surrounding plant life and environment? And also to your DNA. Bugs are the most vital thing on the planet. We underestimate the insect population. Insects outnumber humans 100-1. They could take out all of us. Through pestilence, through parasites. So what make you think it's not humans not walking around already with a parasite in them, controlling them, and operating the full takeover and control of a planet and all its resources to kill every living human on the planet, or put something, a Bluetooth in you to control you like they being controlled? Even though they the wicked and it's just what it is. But that's what it is, though, because they are a pestilence unto the planet, though. They being controlled by something that's not normal, or that's a demon, and they want to put something in you and control you with a Bluetooth, so you out of natural order too, because they ain't operating on a natural plane or natural vibration. That's the thing about it. They want to do to you with because they can't get to something higher, and they want to punish you for that. So that's what better way to put something in you. Yes, whoever got the shot got the mRNA in them, attaching to their DNA so they could drop That's what that thing is for. They want to put that in everybody to weaken your immune system and kill you. Because people was dropping like flies. My uncle died off the vac. But this here is very, 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 very interesting.
Kind of have the same view that their god of disease and filth can send pestilence in the form of flies and different kind of diseases like a plague, basically, to whatever nation that it wants to punish. Are you able to see the parasites and fiction slide? But yeah, you can just stay here.
Parasites can cause.
I show two movies: the movie Faculty and the movie Venom.
Go back to what that said. Parasites can cause what?
And pestilence in the form of flies and different kind of diseases like a plague, basically.
Viruses, parasites can carry bacteria and viruses and fungi, pathogens from their environment. Transmit them to humans. So when Billy Goat Gates decided to introduce robotic mosquitoes or GMO mosquitoes to a certain African American population, what do you think that was about? That wasn't just for the sake of it. He's trying to kill you through pestilence, through parasites. Sometimes they don't need to give you a little, a shot. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. They don't need to give you that. Sometimes they want to use nature to take you out. Because that's a part of their evil little gift. Why not turn the environment against you? I mean, it's 100 million ways to die, and it's 100 million ways to skin a cat. On purpose. That's right. So why not use robotic bugs, hell, natural bugs? Because I don't care. They are lizard people. Only a lizard will come up with something like that.
That it wants to punish. Are you able to see the parasites and fiction slide?
Here we go. That right there. Parasites can cause the same exact issues demons have been known to cause within biblical accounts. Look at that shit. That's a demon, a parasite. And look at this. A parasite. What once was shall be again, but in an upgraded technological form, okay? If it existed then in biblical accounts, why wouldn't it be back now, upgraded? That's all I'm saying. People be like, oh, these people are so wicked. They drink DNA. They unalive people. They're doing rituals. That's because some of these people, I say majority, are not human anymore. They have been taken over by a reptilian parasite, Draco, the Vril. And when I say these things, I'm looked at as crazy, but when I saw that man, I turned into a snake eye in my driveway in 2015, I knew then I wasn't tripping because I already had a dream about them things. Let's keep going.
But yeah, you can just stay here. Basically, on the slide, I show two movies, the movie Faculty and the movie Venom.
Look. Where is it going? Where is it going? Where is that thing going? In his eye, in his left eye. And it looked like a chip. But see, if it's a microchip and they putting it in his eye, in his brain. Look at that. Parasite, demon. These people, you say these people are demonic, right? You say these people demonic, right? And they demons. And they operate on the left, right? Well, just maybe, call me crazy. I don't know, but I'm just saying, let's put all the cards on the table here. Let's not let any stone go unchecked or unturned. If you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just put it out there. I think anybody's capable of anything. So why wouldn't these people be capable of being operated by parasites, aka demons, aka reptilian, Vril, Draco? Why? I mean, they can eat people with no problem, with a fork. Go look up the Boston butt. If they scrubbed that from the internet, and I'm probably sure they did, But me and my a significant other before we broke up a long time ago, he looked that up, and in 2015 he found it on Google, and it was a man's behind rotisserie to a golden crisp on African Americans on a table full of elites. They had disemboweled him and broke him into pieces in Boston butt. And also, I learned that the kissing of the ass thing is a satanic and ritual practice. Not only to kiss it, but to eat literal. These people are not all the way human. I mean, if the Bible say that they soul don't sit upright with them, I'm kin to believe that do they even really have one? If it's broke, how you really, like, what the hell going on, right?
Where there's like an alien parasite that takes over a human body and basically fully controls the host, right? So that's what the movie is about. It's about these parasites.
I'm just saying.
And they take over the teachers in this high school.
Yep.
Right, and they cause them to be violent.
Okay, let me tell you about that. Let me tell you about what happened to me in elementary school. How I got expelled in the 2nd grade because I claimed my teacher to be a witch, and I bust her in the face with a stapler because she kept putting me to sleep in her classroom. I got a good night's rest. So why am I the only child out of 30 being facing the wall and knocked out drooling like I ain't never slept in years? And then she makes me stay after school, staple some papers where I can hear her verbal talking about me to a student teacher. And then she says something slick to me like, don't you look at me like that out the corner of your eye. And I pick up a stapler and I launch that shit across the room and bust her directly in the face. Something told me that she was a witch. It had been on my mind the whole year, like, man, this lady's a witch. And mind you, I'm only in 2nd grade. But some told me she was a witch, and I'm like, well, I'm about to bust her in the face. And the voice was like, do it. And I did. I got expelled, but guess what? I got back into school, and I got the teacher I really wanted. Something has always told me that everybody wasn't a human.
Well, and again, many of us have seen the movie Venom, right, where the Spider-Man villain takes over somebody and it causes them to do,
you was dealing with teachers like that too? Right.
Eat people.
Just weird.
And, other...
Also from
another world, right?
Outer space.
Weird.
Yeah. So the motif is
yes! Don't suffer that broad to live. I bust her directly in her shit. Yes, I did. I don't care. And then when I went to go enroll my son into the same school years later, we felt her at the presentation of the school opening. And so she did. She could see our light. She seen my light. And I didn't know I was a child. I didn't know. I'm just being innocent. So I seen her. I'm standing out there, they just, having a little ceremony going on. I could feel somebody staring at me all the way across the lawn, the grassy knoll. And guess what? I turned my head. It was that redhead, freckle-faced, pointy-nosed bitch standing right there staring at me. Right there. So I looked at her. Now, mind you, I didn't know I was a Hebrew at the time, but I looked right back at her like, ain't nothing you could do. No, I'm grown up and I'm covered. And then she just turned her head and I just kept staring at her. She wouldn't look at me no more. I'm not playing with you. You remember me busting you in the face. You evil reptilian. And a lot of teachers and college professors be witches, yo. Yeah, they see our light. Yeah, suffering out we go. It's going down. For all the teachers, for all the professors, for all the manager we ever had, just weird people. Police pulling us over, coming to the house, then be reptilians, then be demons. Because anything can possess an Edomite and control it, I'm trying to tell you. They ain't got no real soul, so anything could possess them, got them crawling up walls and shit. Let's go. Why couldn't they be possessed by reptilians?
Is it Eddie Brock?
Parasites.
I believe he was on his knees.
And remember all the movies we watched when we was little? Because my favorite cartoon was She-Ra. And she was always fighting Skeletor or some lizard man. It was always something. She was a princess of power. That's my name. That's weird.
So, Spider-Man in a church. And at the same time, Spider-Man was at the top of the church tower ringing the bell, making the symbiote come off of him. And then it drips down and lands on Eddie Brock and makes him the new host. So I thought it's interesting. There's a biblical reference there.
I think that's the comic book, and that's probably the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3. That's the way the story goes. It was funny in the current Venom movie, I believe that the scene before he gets the host, the venom on him, the symbiote on him, he's doing meditation. He's like doing this meditation by like this new age guru.
Look at
and
his
I believe
chest.
the shirt he's wearing is like this shirt that has the Eye of Horus on it. Probably not an accident they put that in the movie, that eventually he gets possessed by a demon right after that. But it's interesting, again, if we go to the idea of like the old world technology, the fact that the Church of Bells heal Peter Parker of this demon, right? The thing that the demon
goes off the Perry's
from
demon,
right?
Mm-hmm.
These people are possessed.
Venom would always reference himself in like a plural form, like we
are many,
kind of like
Legion. Oh,
absolutely, definitely.
What? We are one, but we are many.
Through biblical lens, I realized that demons have a lot in common with parasites. Like they're pretty much identical. So go to the next slide.
What the fuck?
So demons within the Bible have been known to cause and influence suicidal behavior.
Oh my God.
Like the account found in the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 22. So in this account, a father is asking Jesus for help because his son is possessed by a demon. And this demon is basically casting his son into fire to try to kill it that way, and then trying to drown his son, right? Basically taking control of his cognitive abilities. And commit self-harm.
Cognitive ability. A parasitical demon controlling your cognitive ability.
Others, basically engaging in self-destructive behavior.
Yeah.
So when you're doing stuff, this the spiritual aspect. When you're doing stuff, you possessed. Like when you're doing wicked stuff, you possessed by a demon, right? But if you're that's in the spiritual aspect. You being possessed, you out here just being a party animal, whatever, just sinning. You're being possessed by a demon in the spiritual aspect. But in the physical form, parasites are demons. So if you got a parasite in you, worms living in you, controlling you, that's why somebody told me that's why you gotta fast a lot. Because that kills the parasites, that kills the worms, that kills and starve out the demons, and your body recycles and rejuvenates itself every time you do that. It cleanses itself. So that's why you gotta purge out and fast, because it purges out all the uncleanness, all the parasites, all the the bad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So you constantly have to get the raid out. You constantly got to be drinking spiritual waters and getting oil and standing in the truth so you don't get taken over by parasites and spiritual demons. That's like a real live living thing here. Oh, this is serious. This is deep. And I was just talking about reptilians, but it's all of it.
Well, what's interesting, me and Paul we talked about the Tucker Carlson, his clips from this podcast. On the last one, he was on the Sean Ryan podcast. Like he literally mentions that things are anti-human by logic. They're not from human. And we specifically mentioned like the kind of self-harm that only humans really do to themselves. And you have all these kind of things that we're doing as a society that are antithetical to our own survival and our own best interest. Therefore, it's likely to conclude that it's not from us.
Not from humans. Kind of like Jerry said in an interview with me. He stated that the human spirit doesn't want to destroy itself, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can take a suicidal person and throw him into a shallow lake. He's not going to try to drown himself. He's going to try to save himself, right? Mm-hmm. These thoughts of self-harm are not human because our spirit does not want to die, right? God created us with this instinct to preserve our bodies and our souls, right?
So it's interesting because I just I had a subscriber reach out to me recently.
Parasites might trigger suicide
a couple of nights ago. Now she decided again
inflammation
because she doesn't feel like she told the story very well. Because she basically told me a harrowing story of her son's suicide and the events leading up to it. And he was basically a man possessed. It's the only way I can describe.
Okay, remember in the beginning of my video when I started, it was a zombie bug crawling around? It's already dead and it kept going. Now, these parasites, once they get into your brain or a certain bug's brain, not just a human, they make these bugs go to high places so that the bug can be seen by predators like birds, caterpillars, other things that might eat them, so that they can be eaten by those predators, and then the parasite will take over the thing that ate that bug that is controlling. Ain't that some shit? So the thing got you suicidal, got you ate and killed, just so it can take over something even bigger and control that too. Oh my God.
Was heavily seeped into the occult. He had schizophrenic tendencies, what Jeremiah Sinsky, would describe as the classic schizophrenic type DSM-5 type of symptoms. But it's clear it was demonic, the influence, because he was literally making altars to gods and was covering himself in odd Egyptian iconography. He was acting like something that wasn't himself. This woman was telling me he would start acting incredibly flamboyant and strange, and moving his limbs in weird ways. With the way he talked, his voice would change, and in those moments and those episodes he was having, it's like, that's not my son. Like, I don't know who that was, but he would suddenly switch back to this sweet, kind, caring person again, but then he would become somebody else in an odd, strange way, and he would get clean from.
That's like them people on the elites on TV. They got their little regular way that they act, but behind closed doors, they straight demons and coming up with world evil domination plans and drinking DNA and doing sick things to small people. And I ain't talking about midgets, okay? So, and committing, doing rituals, because whatever they showing to you, that's the math. Once they turn around, that's their real self being wicked, because that's what they constantly are doing. Oh my gosh, that's why Noah flood came. Yeah. Yes. Because the people are possessed by all types of shit.
To be triggering for him. And then he would get back on track, and then he would relapse and fall back into this odd character again. He wasn't himself. And it got to the point where he kept wanting to leave and go. I think he wanted to go to LA or something. He kept wanting to leave and travel a really far distance. And he always kept getting stopped when they had these episodes. She obviously forced the police on him to arrest him just to save his life, basically. But it got to the point where he did end up in this place, and when he got there, he stepped in front of a train. It seems like the thing inside of him was leading him to a point. With the promises, he believed he was going there to save people or something. Like, there was something pushing him there. I have to go to this place. I have to go here. I have to go here. And when he got there, he ended up, obviously, like I said, killing himself. And the whole story was on his own. I hope Sherry tells it, so shares it, so I can share it with you all. But I can only give you glimpses here, but that wasn't human, whatever happened to him. And I could see the occult through everything. She showed me his artwork and the way he drew himself during these episodes, because he was an artist. And you could clearly see something else was channeling through him.
He was
possessed. And he created a lot of artwork with symbols of alchemy and hermeticism and mainly theosophy as well. A lot of theosophical symbols, like the front cover of the book by Helena Blavatsky about the Theosophical Society. It's quite literally all those symbols all mashed together. He was drawing quite a lot of.
That's why people be like hearing voices telling them to kill themselves or be schizophrenic, parasitical demons, possession. But this, I was just trying to talk about the reptilians taking over, but this got deep quick.
Her son, that just wasn't who he was growing up. Something happened, and maybe I don't know if she's listening, but maybe this parasite.
Let's keep going. Hold on. What else?
This. Yeah, go to the next slide.
Demons can cause various mental health disorders.
And many other cultures can cause various mental health disorders. Go to the next one.
Commercial. Because we're not doing that today, okay? Wow. demons cause various mental health disorders.
Sites, just like the demons who are able to cause various mental health disorders, are connected to psychosis and other human diseases, both physical and mental. So there are studies showing that they can cause bipolar disorder, they can cause multiple personality disorder, they are connected to schizophrenia, they have also been connected to rage disorders within adults. And what's very interesting, they're also connected to child maltreatment, meaning those who mistreat their children or other children, whether it's physical or sexual harm, they are more likely to have parasites, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
If you have this parasite, you are more likely to get into accidents, car accidents. You're also more likely to be an adrenaline junkie, right? So basically, you're more likely to engage in self-destructive behavior if you have these parasites, which is interesting.
Oh my gosh, that's why we gotta fast.
So yeah, they're associated with a lot of major mental health disorders. 1/5 of schizophrenic patients apparently may involve the parasite T. gondii. But yeah, very, very bizarre stuff. Go to the next one. So parasites can control our cognitive functions and desires. There have been other studies that show that the T. gondii parasite can make us attracted to fear, danger, pain, and submissiveness, kind of like BDSM. So if you're into those kind of sexual activities, there's a good chance you might have this parasite. And this parasite has also been associated with sexual promiscuity, right? So those who are more sexually promiscuous,
oh my god,
there's a higher chance of them having this parasite because it's one of the ways that this parasite spreads, right?
Okay, bet. So like, what about people that are PORNO stars? Because they go in hard, and people that are in the sex trade industry and pimping. So what they got parasites and worms too? They possessed. And then I learned that STDs was sexually transmitted demons. So this goes multi-layered. This ain't just surface level. You got a cold or you got a this is like parasitical possession. Real worms, real demonic worms living in your ass, possessing you. Oh my gosh. It's so deep. Wow.
So it influences your behavior to have more sex with random people so that it could spread itself more. But yeah.
What?
Next one. There are studies that show that this parasite can make you more attractive or influence behavior to make you more attractive, right? So like, let's take somebody like a woman going to a club dressing provocatively. There's a chance that dressing like that could be influenced from the parasite in order to make her look more sexually attractive. Same goes for the men, right?
Oh my god.
So the article says right here, imagine a parasite has infected you and that parasite needs you to have sex to move to a new host.
Oh my god, just like that movie, It Follows. Y'all gotta go see the movie It Follows. Oh my gosh. So basically in It Follows, in order to get rid of the demon, you gotta have sex with somebody else so that the demon will follow that person and not you no more. And then if the demon catches up with that person and kills them, now the demon back following your ass. So you basically gotta sleep with like 5 people or like 6 people for the demon to not catch up with you or find you. So yeah. Wow. And wow. This is mind blowing. Are y'all watching this? Y'all need y'all to share, like this video, because I didn't even know we was about to get into this, okay? I didn't even know we was about to go down this type of rabbit hole. I was just trying to talk to you about reptilians.
Its interest to help you become more physically attracted to a mate and act more promiscuously. So if you guys need more motivation to not just have random sex with people and follow the Bible, right? Not give in to your lust. If you want a more disgusting motivation, well, here it is. There's a good chance that the people you're having sex with, all these one-night stands, they could be infected with parasites, right? So the more promiscuous you,
this is crazy.
The higher chance of you being infected with many parasites. So, yeah.
Look at that man. Men too.
So yeah, this parasite can make you more attractive, so you have more sex and spread it. It's also been connected with other sexual attractions and behaviors, specifically connected to fecal matter and those kind of sexual activities that involve the back door. Because food feces is one of the ways.
Sodomy.
Right. It's also it also influences fatal attraction, right, to fear and danger, and people who are into sexual violence are also more likely to have this parasite.
Oh my gosh! I know somebody like that.
Parasites manipulate or can manipulate your eating behaviors. Some parasites, like tapeworms, can increase your appetite and food consumption, which can lead to weight gain. Microbes in your gut, including parasites, can manipulate your eating behavior to increase their fitness. They might do this by making you crave foods or crave more foods they specialize in or that suppress their competitors by making you feel dysphoric, right? Dysphoric until you eat foods that benefit them. So what kind of foods benefit them? Processed foods, sugars, processed carbohydrates, that is their fuel source, right? So again, this connects to the sin of gluttony. This parasite influences you to
like
eat
those
all this
mukbang.
sugar, all this processed foods. And I find it very interesting, right? Like on it's the most common advertisement you see, right? You can't go 30 minutes without seeing a fast food advertisement, on a billboard or like a YouTube video or anywhere else, right? We see it all day. I don't know how many fast food advertisements you guys encountered since you woke up, right? But this is their fuel source. It's processed foods. It's trying to make the gut as unhealthy as possible so it can be more suitable for these demonic parasites. So it's interesting that it literally takes control of your cravings, right?
That's
so craving
so
a bunch
crazy.
of sugar and processed food is not normal whatsoever. I'll go to the next one. Oh yeah, that's their fuel source. So yeah, we're going to talk about T. gondii. This is known as the most successful parasite on Earth. Like I stated earlier, 1 to 2/3 of humans are infected with this parasite, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a Christian, if you're an atheist, if you live in a third world country, or a clean neighborhood somewhere in Beverly Hills, you still can be infected by this parasite. Now, what's very interesting about this parasite, that although it can infect like any warm-blooded animal, humans, its definitive host is a cat and members of the cat family. So that means that its sexual reproduction can only happen within a cat's body, which I find very weird.
That's weird.
No other animal is this parasite able to reproduce inside. So it's also one of the reasons.
Y'all, my phone is about to die, but we're gonna get back to this, cause I knew this video was gonna be good about the demonic parasites, cause I had it in my phone saved. So we gonna finish this, but this will be like a part 1, and then I'll do another part of the demonic parasites in a minute after I charge my phone. But this right here is crazy work. Share, like, subscribe, and I want to say shalom.